Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're just going to be talking about the markets overall. This is going to be a different type of video. This video is going to be, reflecting on our goals, what we want for this bull run, and just keeping our head in the game. We're going to go over a few coins, but mainly this is going to be more of a mental, psychological type video rather than a technical or fundamental. Now, if you are new, make sure to subscribe. Our goal is 3,500 subs before the end of the year. I'm so grateful we're at 3,200 subs. Our initial goal was 2,000 and we've absolutely smashed it. So, setting a new little goal. Hopefully, we can smash it over the next few days. And just thank you all for the support. Look, right? Bitcoin, everything, in fact, is going down. Okay. Every single thing is crashing. And you know what? It's during days like this where everyone thinks everything is over. Okay. That is the reality. And you know what? I understand, right? I understand. Most people, they do not know why things go down. We're going to take even a look at Turbo, right? People hear Coinbase comes out, new exchange listings, Turbo's in a game, Turbo's diving into this narrative, that narrative, and yet price is dumping, right? So from the outside, people are confused. It just doesn't make sense logically, right? You get good news. In fact, you get a bunch of great news, let's say for Turbo, but yet the price is dumping, right? Even with other stuff, the Feds cut the rates, and historically, every time they've done that, crypto has pumped. But yet, right after that happened, we've gone from $106,000 to $96,000 for Bitcoin. So we've dropped $10,000, right? Bitcoin has dropped a good percentage, roughly at the moment, 8 to 9%, give or take. And, altcoins are really, really bleeding out. And you're just like, well, none of this makes sense to me, right? And listen, guys, you have to understand that even though sometimes good news comes out, it doesn't always necessarily mean 100% that things are going to pump. Okay, because the markets have to do what they have to do. They're going to go where they have to go no matter what. The only way where they're going to go is when you start understanding what these candles mean, right? We've talked about on this channel how I believe we can definitely go back to somewhere to like $93,000 because it was a very specific candle I was looking at there. And you know what? That bias is coming more and more true, right? Yesterday, even though there was good news, right, with the Federal Reserve stuff and the cut rates, when we look at the daily chart here, we can see there's a huge rejection from Bitcoin, indicating reversal signs, right? If we even break it down to the smaller time frame, on the 4 hour, we can see we were starting to exhaust out, right? Multiple rejections, and it was not looking good. And especially when we broke this over here, this was just like the extra confirmation nail on the coffin. And of course, when the news came out, that just dumped things even more. Okay. From a technical analysis side, I knew, once price was already here and, it went up and started to reject, I actually took more sells in the last couple of days. I've been taking sells for crypto and Bitcoin because the charts were indicating, things are going to go down. Okay, so from my aspect, from my point of view, everything made sense. I understand why, from your guys' point of view, things might not. Right. I also understand you guys are most of you guys will not be making money when things go down. Right. Only when things go up. I know most of you listening right now are just people that have bought crypto, and the only way you can actually make money is pretty much when it goes up, right? Because when you hold something, it has to go up. But when you get to know more information and you're more experienced with the markets, you could take trades, and you could short the market, even if it's short term, and you can also make money from that. But I know how devastating it must be to work a regular job make whatever type of money you make, and then, just see it start going down at a very rapid pace. But something you have to remember is that just as fast as things are crashing now, it'll be pumping just as fast during altcoin season. Okay. So the market works both ways. It's not just only going to be down fast, it's also going to be up fast when altcoin season happens, right? Those few peak weeks. Now, something we will talk about definitely more in the future, but I will cover now is this is a sign. Okay. You see how fast things can change, right? Render the other week was $12. Now it's at 7, right? When you don't pay attention to the markets, you will miss out on massive gains. Okay. You will. Because hypothetically, if that was the end of the bull run, right? If that was the end of the bull run, ladies and gentlemen, just a week or more ago, Render is chilling at, pretty much $12. Now it's at 7. If the context was different and the bull run altcoin season is over, next thing you know, we're going to be back down to very low prices. So things can change super, super quickly, right? During altcoin season, like right when altcoin season ends. So Litecoin is my favorite example for this. And the reason is because you could see Litecoin fundamentally was going up and down for many, many weeks. And then it honestly had like one real very strong pump, but you could say like two. So 2 weeks of very solid pumps. Okay. And then, I mean, look at it. It died within 2 weeks. It died. So, and then anyone that bought pretty much, from a couple months before, all their gains got destroyed in 2 weeks. Now, not every coin's gains is not going to get destroyed in 2 weeks. But what I'm saying is things will reverse very, very quickly when the time comes. And this is a preparation, okay? Luckily, the context of the market now is everything will still go up within a couple weeks, a couple months, but there will be a time where the context is bears take over and you won't get those recoveries anymore. You won't. You would have had to hold on for weeks to just get some type of recovery before it officially died off. Okay. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen, right? Um, you know, Something I also want to talk about is your goals, right? What is your goal this bull run? Okay. My goal personally is to help my mom retire. Okay. So for me, it's more about doing as much as I can for my mom and then still setting myself up nice. But I know for me, it's not going to be the end journey, most likely, right? But for me, it's more about, you know, retiring my mom and, um, just making sure she lives a good life for the rest of her life. So that's my goal, and that really keeps me in check. Okay. Other than knowing what the charts are going to say and this and that, when we talk about it from a different perspective, that is something that keeps me in check. And it's like, okay, well, even if I start personally feeling some kind of stress, which I don't really feel stress anymore in these markets because of all the candles and I like the amount of research and everything I've done. But any day that's a little bit harder or temptation to do this or that, I just remember like, yo, what is your goal? My goal is to help my mom retire. Okay, how do you get to that goal? Altcoin season. Sell during altcoin season. Boom. It's that simple, right? And that's something you guys have to do too. You have to write out your goals and you have to remind yourself of your goals. And you have to look at the bigger picture of altcoin season. And you have to do the hardest part, debatably the hardest part, which is selling. Okay. Remember, if you turn 1,000 to 20,000, but it could have been 30,000, don't be hard on yourself. You still made $20,000. You still 20 extra money, right? It's better. It's better to turn 1,000 to 20,000 than it is to see 1,000 you know become 30,000 at one point, but then you see it at 27, but then you refuse to sell it for anything lower, and then you become self-destructive, and then you just never sell it, or you sell it when it becomes like worth $5,000, right? You don't want to be one of those people. Plus, people that are watching now, you don't want to be one of those people that end up, you know, you most likely won't because you're watching now, so you're already invested in the market and stuff. But you don't want to be one of those people that buy near the tops because that is pretty much inevitable loss. Okay, so remember, write your goals out. What is your profit target? If things go sour, right? Where is your, minimum target you would be fine with, right? We got to remember, for example, with Litecoin, if I want Litecoin to hit $1,000, and let's say it's on track of going to hit $1,000, right? But then, whatever happens, it starts kind of going sideways and starts going down. I need to have a backup plan saying, okay, if this thing hits $600, right? I need to have a limit there, right? I need to have a limit on my exchange saying, if Litecoin hits $600, cash me all out. And boom, there we go. You're safe, right? Because then if you don't do that, and Litecoin, let's say, goes to 450 or 440, and then Litecoin starts recovering to like 530, 540, you're like, okay, fine. If it hits 600, I'll actually cash out manually. You don't, it's not promised Litecoin's going to hit that price again, right? Obviously, I would have to see the technical analysis at that point and to let you guys know if it would, but I'm just giving a hypothetical scenario, right? Right? It could go back to 547 before it continues selling off more. But since you had that sell limit, you had that sell ready at $600 as a backup plan, you still cashed out extremely well. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is more of a psychological video. It's just keep your mental straight. I know red days seem scary, but remember, green days seem like, we're on top of the world. Red days seem like the world is ending. But in reality, when we just zoom out, this is all part of the progress. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys did enjoy. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.